Hello everyone, and welcome to So Many Games All the Time. My name is Joachim, and today we'll be playing Power Plants. Alright, so this has just arrived, and you are a wizard, Harry. Yeah, I'm gonna keep making those jokes, even though I have only watched the first and last episode of movie of Harry Potter. Didn't read any books. Anyway, Power Plants has something to do with wizards because you have your wizard, you have your sprites. First of all, there are wizards with different colors, as you can see here, but I'm not using those because that's part of an expansion and this is vanilla, okay? We're only using the basic powers of the plants. We're not using the dark powers, like for example, the difference here. See, this is the more advanced power. We are not using those. We are just sticking to the base game first, and then later on, I might try some of the expansions, if not all of the expansions, because there are like 3 or 4 mini expansions in there that seem interesting. Well, I guess we are using some of the plants that might not be in the base game, because some of them are Kickstarter specific. So yeah. Okay. Today we're playing solo. So solo means we're playing against the mole. Here we have the mole. There's no, I guess this is the mole. Looks a bit weird for a mole, but whatever. So there are special rules for the solo mode. It's quite special looking. So first of all, how does the game play? You are, like I said, a wizard. Although if you play with just one wizard, this token gets passed around. Now sadly, some of the paint has been scraped off already, but you know, it is what it is. So on your turn, you will take a wizard. You'll get the wizard from the person next to you. You will draw one of these patches that you see here in the middle, and then you will place it. Now, you can see all these plants, these patches, these plants have powers. They have sprout powers, they have grow powers. Also very important is some of them have a green sprite, some of them have a red one. If it's a red one, that means when you place your mage together with a sprite, that means that you can play a sprite if it's green. If it's red, you cannot place a sprite. Okay, simple as that. Now, of course, what is the difference between sprout and grow? Well, first of all, let me give an example. To start the game, I need to draw 2 patches. Okay, so I'm going to draw 2. Number 1, there we go. That is deep roots and bright shade. All right, starting pretty dark. So these are my patches that I start with. I have number 1 and number 4. These are more important for endgame scoring and tiebreakers and so on. So number 1 and number 4. Now I have to decide which one that I want to choose. Let's say I choose sprouts. Let's say I use deep root. Then I have to decide where am I going to put it. I can put them anywhere as long as it's the edge of the patch in the middle, right? And then let's say I put it here, then I have the option to either use sprout or grow. If I use sprout, that means I use the power of the plants. In this case, it means I can add 2 sprites and then 1 sprite to different patches that are both in straight lines from the wizard. So the wizard will be here together with a sprite because it's green. So then I could put here, has to be different, right? Different patches. So for example, I could put a sprite here. It says 2 sprites and then 1. So I can do 1 here, and for example, 2 here. That will be legal. I could also put it here. That will also be legal. I could also put it like this. That will also be legal. Okay. Now these are my sprites. These are the sprites of the mole, and the sprites are important because it's like area control. Okay. Now let's say the mole had a sprite here. I actually don't know is it like this? Yeah. Let's say the mole had a sprite here. Then if I could still put a sprite there, but they cannot be on the same patch at the same time. So if I want to add this one, I expel this one, but this one cannot be placed because if you remove one, you also lose one. However, let's say I put one guy here, right? And I want to put 2 guys there. Then one guy will remove him and the other guy will stay. So that is one way to remove people's sprites from the game and have more area control. Of course, if I have more people here, it's going to be more difficult for the mole to kick me off, and vice versa. Okay, so that is sprouts. You do the main action of the tile. However, if you do grow, that means you don't do this action. You don't do this, but you do the actions of the tiles adjacent of it. So if you look at the starflower grow, that means gain 1 gem for each patch next to the wizard that has at least 1 sprite. In this case, I get nothing because there's nothing there. However, the grow of deep root says add 1 sprite to a patch that is in a straight line from the wizard. Now, normally you start from top to bottom because all these plant cards have a certain time of the day. You have morning, noon, and evening. So first you would do deep root and grow. So for example, in this case, knowing what starflower would do, I can put 1 sprite here, 1 sprite to a patch that is in a straight line from the wizard. So that's correct. And then I check starflower, gain 1 gem for each patch next to the wizard that has at least 1 sprite. So it's this one. So in that case, I would get 1 gem, and gems are basically points. 1 gem is 1 point. Okay. So those are the decisions you have to make every time you place a tile. So start of your turn, you place a tile, then you choose to either do sprouts or grow powers of everything around it. Then you pass the wizard and you draw a new tile from the bag. If you draw a tile from the bag, if it is the same color of something you already have, you can exchange it with the nursery. These 4 tiles were drawn at the beginning of the game. And it's like just, you know, to have more options, so to speak. Okay? All right. So there's a neat little player aid here. I put one underneath the map here, to do the clockwise stuff. And it also has other side with the alternate powers that we're not using, and also scoring at the end of the game. It should be used that way. Now, the mole does not have a hand of patches, so it does not have 2 patches to choose from. It will just draw a tile, merely put it down according to the rules you have here, and then the power will not be the power you see here, but it has set powers for these 8 plants. Because even though there are 10 plants in the box, you don't use 2 of them for solo. And then there's also rules of how the mole places the sprites. The game will be over once this bag of tiles, which if I I already broke it. Really? Is it already loose? Okay, well, whatever. If the tile is empty, and there's how many tiles in there? We have 5 plants. So there were 6 tiles. That's 30 minus 6, so 24. So I guess 24 rounds, and then it'll be over. Because once the last tile comes out, then it'll be last round, basically. Yeah. So let's get this party started. I already talked about what the deep root does. Now the fright shade. So the fright shade says the noxious fumes of the deadly fright shade make it a difficult plant to tend. Wizards value its properties of repulsion and corruption. So basically, if I place this, move 1 sprite from a field next to the wizard into an adjacent patch, then gain 1 gem for each sprite now in that patch. So there's no sprites on the board at the moment, so it's not really worth it. Grow, move 1 sprite from a patch next to the growing fright shade or from itself into an adjacent patch. So once again, not really worth it. So I should definitely start with this one and try to get some of my sprites on the board. So I will put it here together with the mage and my sprites. Now normally I don't play yellow, but for the purposes of this video I chose yellow because it stands out quite a bit compared to the other colors. So I'm going to put 2 here. I'm going to put 1 here. But I guess I'll stand them up. All right, so that is it. I've activated that power. So I pass it on to the mole, and then I will draw a new patch from the bag, and that will be another fright shade. So it does say if you have the same fright shade, if you have the same color, I can actually... So I have another fried shade, so I actually can trade it with something from there, which I think I'm going to do. I'm going to get a honey leaf because that allows me to put a bunch of stuff out, it seems like. So I think that seems pretty interesting. Sprout, you get a lot of gems for having sprites out, but at the moment there's not a lot of sprites. So I'll just do this, put that one there. There we go. And then we will see what the mole does. So the mole on its turn will just draw one and then immediately place it. So let's see. Okay, let's see what comes out. Boom. Okay, so we're gonna place this one. So what are the rules? First of all, we'll have to place it next to a other honey leaf. Actually, I took a honey leaf. I didn't take a honey leaf. I took a snapjaw, which is not actually what I want. Come to think of it. Actually, yeah, I can put people in jail. Might be funny. All right, so the honey leaf, they drew one. Even though honey leaf says here you don't put a sprite, he will always put a sprite no matter what, okay? It's just the mole power. All right, so he's gonna put it somewhere here. That's the first rule. Second rule is it has to touch as many tiles as possible, patches. So it's gonna be here or here. But of course, there's still a tie. Then it says next to the lowest number, but they're all 6, so then it's the farthest clockwise around. So clockwise, so this is first, and this is second, so we're gonna place it here. So this is where it goes. Hup, and of course he's not gonna put me on there, he's gonna put himself up there. So hup, and then it says the power of that is add 2 sprites to each patch next to the wizard that has 1 or 0 mole sprites, including with any of mine. So basically, he is going to put 2 here, right? And then he wants to put 2 there, but he cannot because I'm there. So he will expel one of mine and lose one of his, and then put one of his here. So he's already moving stuff of mine around, which is annoying. All right. Now, at the end of the game, we're going to be seeing who has dominance the most and so on. So we'll see how that evolves. So I have these 2 now. Now with the snapjaw, I can actually capture people because it says sprites must keep alert around a snapjaw patch. While dangerous to grow, it's worth the risk to harvest spines that add speed and power to your magic. So it does allow me to put a sprite on, so that's already good. And Sprout is capture one rival sprite from any patch in the field next to the wizard. Then add 1 sprite to any one patch in that field. So this is, for example, 1 field, okay? So for example, I could capture this and add 1 here. That would be a valid move. But of course, I kind of want to put it here. But if I put it here, can I still... in a field next to the wizard, I can't really do that. Like if I put it here, it would be in a field next to the wizard. I can do it, but then there's a gap here. I guess then I have to hope to get another one to make a connection somehow. Or I could grow, which means I would activate the stuff around me. So if I put this here, then I would grow these 2 and this. This would mean add 1 sprite to each patch next to the wizard that has 1 or 0 sprites in it. So that would mean I get to put sprites everywhere, 1 or 0. So here and here. And then the deep root would mean add 1 sprite to a patch and in a straight line from the wizard. So straight line would be like this and like this. Okay. So it's not too bad to grow in this case, I guess. Because growing would just be removing some of his and then adding some of mine. Because just capturing one does not seem that powerful. How about the fried shade? If I grow here, move 1 sprite from a patch next to the growing fried shade, which is here, into an adjacent patch. So actually I can move one of his to the side. Meh. What about growing starflower? Gain 1 gem for each patch next to the wizard that has at least 1 sprite. So I could get points. Well, I get 1 point, basically. And then, once again, capture 1 lone rival sprite from a patch next to the growing, but that doesn't apply. Well, no, that doesn't activate, actually. Yeah, it does activate, yeah. But it doesn't apply, so... I think I'm just going to grow. So I'm going to grow here. So first of all, we do these, which is add one sprite to a patch that is in a straight line from a wizard. So I can add 2 sprites. Now, instead of adding 1 sprite, I can just remove him, right? And then activate this one and put my guy here, just so I tie it there. And then I can activate the honey leaf, which says add 1 sprite to each patch next to the wizard that has 1 or 0 sprites in it. So I put 1 here. There we go. Then I basically get rid of this one. So it's just down to 1 and put 1 here. There, so that's what I did. So I now have quite a few sprites out there. And let's see how the mole retaliates. But first I draw. So if I place my fright shade, it's move 1 sprite. It's basically moving sprites around. Oh, another snap jaw. But of course I move them away from each other, which points-wise is not that good, but whatever. All right, so then it is the turn of the mole's turn, and out comes, oops, a very aggressive plant, the fright shade. So the fright shade, first of all, it is going to go here or here because it is a fright shade, and because it's farthest along clockwise, is going to be coming here. So with the mage and this one. And it says find the patch in the fields next to the wizard that has the most of your sprites on it. Must be at least 1 sprite. Move the lone sprite of yours that is nearest to that patch onto that patch. The mole gains gems equal to the number of sprites now there. Okay, that sounds quite complicated for a simple man like me. So if I understand correctly, it means this one will go over here because it says find the patch in the fields next to the wizard. So this is the field where I have people. That has the most of your sprites on it, so this one. Move the lone sprite, so move 1 sprite of yours that is nearest to that patch onto that patch. So I guess this one. The mole gains gems equal to the number of sprites now there. Unless the lone means it has to be a sprite that's alone on a field. Okay, so that is correct. So this one stays here. It's actually this one that will go all the way from here to here. So that is 3. Oh, and he doesn't put me out, of course. He puts himself out. So that is 3. So that means he will get 3 gems. Good move for him. 3 gems. Let's put it here. All right. So that's his turn. Then it's my turn. So I have these 2. Still have a snapjaw. Snapjaw is basically putting people in jail if I use the ability. So I could put his in jail actually. Or I could use a fright shade. Move 1 sprite from a field next to the wizard into an adjacent patch, then gain 1 gem for each sprite now in that patch. So Oy, I need to stop dropping these. Okay. So I think the snapjaw, it's not that worth it. The fright shade, if it grows, move 1 sprite from a patch next to the growing fright shade into an adjacent patch. Yeah. I can of course put it there, put him on, and then use my grow, but then the honey leaf will go first, and it says add 1 sprite to each patch next to the wizard that has 1 or 0 sprites on it. So this one will be taken out. Yeah. This one will be placed, and this one will be taken out. So that was the grow to each patch next to the wizard that has 1 or 0 sprites in it. Okay, so that happened. Then we have the fried shade. It says move 1 sprite from a patch next to the growing fried shade or from itself into an adjacent patch. So I can do it like this. Up. Yeah. Then I could do it twice more. So I did this one, and I can do this one too. But I guess I'll leave it. I don't have to do all of them. So now I'm spread out a little bit more, which I like. So that's me done. I draw a new one. Oh, another one of those. All right, and then there's a mole. And he draws, aha, deep roots. So there's already 2 deep roots. So he's gonna go here or here because it touches the most. And then I think the second one, was it the value, no? Will be next to the lowest number patch, matching the new patch, but that's the same match, yeah? And then further clockwise is here anyway, yeah. So it's gonna be here. So he goes here, puts this one on there. And then the deep root action is add 3 sprites to 1 patch that is in a straight line from the wizard and has no mole sprites on it. So it's going to be either, well, basically any. So the patch that is larger, part of a larger field. So it's going to have to be this one. Well, let's first see. You will never add sprites to a patch that has 3 or more mole sprites on it already. Doesn't matter. So the patch is part of a larger field is this one. It's 3. Yeah, so basically he's going to kick out 2 of my sprites and add 1 of his. Yeah. You could argue maybe it's smarter to go here or here, but the first rule is bigger patch, so it's more points. So in this case, he has more points now because 3 of those at the end of the game, that would be size of 3 patches, that would be 5 points. So, you know, not a bad move. My turn. So I still have the snap jaw. And of course the fried shade, which would allow me to move stuff around again or give me points as well. Yeah, if I put the snap jaw here, capture 1 rival sprite from any patch in a field next to the wizard, then add 1 sprite to any 1 patch in that field. So basically what that means is this comes here with me. But in that case, it's probably better to do it like this. So I grow the snap jaws. So I capture this one. This is now mine. It's captured. And then I get to put mine there. Because that is the power. So I'm using the sprout. I'm not using the grow. So it is capture 1 rival sprite from any patch in the field, then add 1 sprite. Then add 1 sprite to any patch in that field. So yeah. So basically, I imprisoned it. Okay. I draw a tile. Aha, honey leaf. And then it's his turn, or its turn. This is interesting. So it's going to be here or here. And of course, once again, we use the clockwise. So up. And this one on top. And what does this do? The mole gains 1 gem for each patch next to the wizard and 1 gem for each sprite on those patches. So 1, 2, and then 3 points. Because I guess my sprite counts as well because they don't specify which ones. So another 3 points for the mole. Okay. And then I still don't have any points. So if I use the honey leaf, it does not come with a sprite. Honeyleaf would be add 2 sprites to each patch next to the wizard that has 1 or 0 sprites on it. So that would be really good here because I would remove his and add 3 of mine. Even better here because it would be 1, 3, 1. So I'm going to put that here and grow. So it's going to be add 2 sprites to each patch. So this one is gone, so I add 1. This one is gone, so I add 1. And this one gets 2. All right, so at the moment no points, but then again, as long as I don't get any star flowers, I can't get points. Now I could have grown this actually, gain 1 gem for each patch next to the wizard that has at least 1 sprite, but that would have just got me 3 points, so I don't know. That's for me. Deep roots, and then for the mole, also deep roots. So for deep root, it's going to be here at the bottom. Once again, there's only 1 here, so he's going to go here. Up, put his sprite there. I think I'm pretty much dominating sprite-wise at the moment, so it's pretty nice. So for deep root, he does add 3 sprites to 1 patch that is in a straight line from the wizard and has no mole sprites on it. So it's going to be one of these 3. So there's a tie here. It could be because the larger field, this is the largest field. So the patch among those with more gems if it has 0 mole sprites. There's no more gems if it has 0 mole sprites. Oh yeah, sometimes there are gems on the board. So sometimes apparently there are gems on the board. I haven't seen that happen yet. Maybe it's not with these plants, maybe it's with other plants. But oh yeah, Emberwood adds gems, but okay, there's no Emberwood here, so it doesn't matter. Number 3, the patch among those with more of your sprites. So basically he's just going to remove my 3 sprites. That's it. Because he adds 3, but that means he expels 3. So that's it. Okay. All right. Back to me then. So I have these 2. I had just done this one, right? Actually, no. Add 2 sprites and then 1 sprite to different patches that are both in straight lines from the wizard. So, for example, if I put it here, it's not that useful. The Snapjaw, though, if I do grow, I could capture these 2. Oh, yes, nice. Okay, so I'm going to grow here. Put my guy there, my wizard, and my sprite. And then I'm going to grow. Now, I have to start with Honeyleaf because that is on top. Oh, but then I won't be able to capture, right? No, I will be able to capture. I will be able to capture. Okay. So, but no, I won't be able to capture anyway. Oh, no, it's next to the growing crab. Oh, no, it's correct. It's correct. Okay. So, add 1 sprite to each patch next to the wizard that has 1 or 0 sprites on it. So, I'll add 1. So 1 here and 1 here. Is it correct? If I cheated, I'm sorry. So, okay, so that's done. And then this one, capture 1 lone rival sprite from a patch next to the growing Snapjaw. So not next to him, but next to this. So I capture this one. And then I do it again with this one. I capture this one. So I have 3 prisoners here. And why are these good? At the end of the game, the mole will pay me 1 gem for each of my prisoners to get them back. So that's kind of nice. Also it limits his presence down the line, I guess. All right, so I draw a tile. It doesn't feel like there's a lot left. Oh, wow. Again. And then the mole. Another scoring tile. Why do I not get these scoring tiles? Okay, hop and hop. So he's going to go here next to the 3 because it's a lower value. And then he's going to go to the bottom because of the according clockwise, right? Yeah. So here, he goes here. And then it says the mole gains 1 gem for each patch next to the wizard and 1 gem for each sprite on those patches. So 1, 2, 3, another 3 gems. And to change up the view of his gems, let's do it like this. So this is 5. So now he has a couple of each. There you go. All right, so then it's my turn. So we have the Fried Shade that move 1 sprite from a field next to the wizard into an adjacent patch, then gain 1 gem for each sprite now in that patch. So from a field next to the wizard into an adjacent patch. So I can actually move this one on there and get 3 points. But actually, I want to have more people there. So if I put this one here, well, that wouldn't be very good, would it? No, I need to put it here, for example, so I can go straight and left. All right, so I'll do that. This one goes here, put my guy here, and then it says add 2 sprites and then 1 sprite to different patches that are both in straight lines from the wizard. Both patches may be in the same line. Oh, so actually you can put all 3 on 1 line. Yeah, basically, okay. But I will put 2 here and 1 here, just to try to get the dominance there, to be honest. The control. Okay, I draw 1. Would be nice to have a scoring one, but no Snapjaw. But actually that is scoring, I guess, basically capturing. And then Honeyleaf for him, for the mole. Okay, so first of all, he's gonna go here, and then 2, and then he's gonna end up here. So hop and hop. So patch is part of a larger field. Sorry, no. So where it will be next to the most patches matching the new patch. Oh, actually, no, it's not going to go there. It's going to go here because it matches the most of that patch. There you go. All right. And then add 2 sprites to each patch next to the wizard that has 1 or 0 mole sprites. So basically, these 2 are removed. And these 2 come here. Yeah. All right. My turn. I still have the Snapjaw. The sprout is not that good. Capture 1 rival sprite from any patch in the field and then add 1 patch. It's just like exchanging 1 for 1, which I'm not crazy about. But if I grow, what is grow for Honeyleaf? Add 1 sprite to each patch next to the wizard that has 1. Oh, that's really good. Okay, I'm gonna do this because it gets me double grow and a bunch of sprites. But I don't have many sprites left. I only have 4, but I can remove. Oh yeah, I can remove sprites. If I have no sprites left, I can remove sprites from the board and put it out. So what I'm gonna do is this: put my guy on, and then I'm gonna grow. So first, I'm gonna grow these 2 honey leaves. Add 1 sprite to each patch next to the wizard that has 1 or 0 sprites in it. So expelled 1. And 1. Then for this one, the same. Add 1. And then I could pretend I'll take one of these away to add 1 here. And then here I cannot because it has to be 0 or 1. Then finally I have the grow of the deep root. Add 1 sprite to a patch that is in a straight line from the wizard. It's like this. So I'm going to remove this one actually. Put it here. There we go. All right, that's done. We're almost done. It's almost over. So I draw a tile. There's like only 4 or 5 left. Oh, another Snapjaw. And then it's him. Snapjaw. So he's gonna go here. And then clockwise will end up here. All right. Plot around those that is further clockwise around the lowest number patch. Yeah, so here. And we'll go there, wait, I captured 3. And then this one goes here. And what does he do with a Snapjaw? Probably nothing good. The mole captures the 2 lone sprites of yours that are nearest to the wizards. So he's going to capture 2 single ones. So this one is closest because it's 1, 2, that's for sure. And then it's 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. So it says here, use patch tiebreakers if there are more than 2 possibilities. And then add a sprite to one of those patches. Okay. The patch that is part of a larger field. So they're both, this one then. Okay, so he captures 2 of them, right? Yeah, so these 2 have been captured, and then he will add a sprite here because it's part of the largest field. Okay, so 2 of my so basically canceling out my my money, my currency taking strategy. All right. Oh, no, I don't have to draw anything. I have to use one of these 2. Okay, I could actually connect the snap jaws, and then I can capture one lone rival sprite from a patch nearby the growing snapjaw, but there's nothing there. Capture one rival from any patch in the field next to the wizard. So it could actually just be, if my guy goes here, I could capture him and then add one. Or just put it here as better. I'll put it here. Up. I will take one from here, put it there. I will capture this one because I'm using the growth of his. So I capture his, and then I get to place one of mine somewhere. So in that case, I'm going to take this one and place it here. Yeah, well, maybe here. It's farther away from him. Okay. All right. I draw a tile. It is Honeyleaf, and then for him, oh, another scoring tile. Why? He gets all the scoring tiles. All right, so he puts his wizard on, his sprite on. He's gonna go here. Lowest value is 3, and then according to lowest clockwise is here. So he's gonna score for each tile and each sprite, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, no, he's gonna go here because he will be, wait. Okay, let me just check. Next to the most patches matching the new patch. So it's here or here. The plot among those where it will be next to the lowest number patch matching the new, so there's 3, but can still be both. The plot among those that is furthest clockwise around that number, okay, here then. Although that would be more points, but okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 points. 4 points. Wow. Okay. Back to me. Now I don't have any sprites anymore. So with Honeyleaf, I can add a bunch of sprites, which I don't really need. With the Fright Shade, I can move sprites around. Move 1 sprite from a field next to the wizard into an adjacent patch, then gain 1 gem for each sprite now in that patch. So, for example, I could put it here. Although there's only 3 here. It's better if I put it next to there to grow the points. But it would just give me 2 points though. I'd like to have like 3 points. But if because if I grow, I don't get points. But if I grow next to purple, next to the starflower, I would get points. 1 gem for each patch next to the wizard that has at least 1 sprite. So if I put it here and grow, I would get 3 points. You know what? I'm going to do that. There we go. I can put one there. I'll put one here. Doesn't really matter. So I grow. So first of all, according to the day, there's no deep root, there's no honeyleaf, starflower. Gain 1 gem for each patch next to the wizard that has at least 1. Oh, I shouldn't take this one then. I'll just take this one. Oh wait. I'll take this one. Here. So gain 1 gem for each patch next to the wizard that has at least 1 sprite. So 1, 2, 3. So I got 3 points for this one. Then I activate this one. 1, 2, 3 for that one. Then I activate this one. 1, 2, 3. 3 points. Yeah, boy. And then I have the Snapjaw. Capture 1 lone rival sprite from a patch next to the growing Snapjaw. This is this one. there is no rival sprite to be captured, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so that was pretty good. That got me like 12 points in one, no, sorry, 9 points in one go. Okay, I'm happy now. So I guess that way you still can get the points. And then I take out the last one, which means he doesn't have a turn. So I guess that means the end of the game. Yeah, the game is ending soon. Mix the 4 patches from the nursery into the bag so that the mole can draw 1 and take its second last turn. So this goes in here. After that, you will take your final turn, and then the mole will take its final turn. So the mole has 2 more turns. I have 1, and it draws this. It's so ominous, right? This fried shade. Okay, with fried shade, first of all, it's going to place it here next to the lowest one. So it's going to be here actually. Yeah, with the most of the same kind. So up, and then what does it do? Find the patch in the fields next to the wizard, so it's going to be the fried shade one, that has the most of your sprites on it. So it's all 3 of them. Move the lone sprite of yours that is nearest to that patch onto that patch. The mole gains gems equal to the number of sprites now there. So basically it's just like this, I guess. Yeah. Find the patch in the fields next to the wizard that has the most of your sprites. Should be either one, doesn't really matter which one. The lower number among those. Okay, this one. So 2, so he gets 2 points. Okay. Right, that's it. Then it's my final turn. So what a choice. I have honey leaf or honey. Oh, I could have actually swapped with the. Oh, too late now. It's too late now. I should have swapped. Okay, so basically I can grow, I can go next to something and then score. Like I could go here and then, or here and grow all 3 of them. If I grow deep root, I can add something. It's not really necessary. Growing the honey leaf is also not necessary. It would be good to add some stuff here though, because he's winning here. Snapshot still can't capture anyone. Snapshot can capture here though. You can capture that one. But I like the idea of scoring 4 points, I guess. What does a fried shade do? Move 1 sprite from a patch next to into an adjacent patch. Actually, I could make a tie, but I think he's either going to grab this or this. So either way, I think I'm losing this. Unless I can. I guess I can do something else. Move 1 sprite from a patch next to the growing. Oh, no. Add 1 sprite to a patch that's in a straight line from the wizard. So I go here and I grow. That means I could put more stuff here. But then best I'll tie there. I think it's not even necessary, honestly. Straight line from the wizard. Okay, I'll go here. Actually, no, I have to go here then. Just thinking, I kind of want to move these guys away. I think I'll just go here. Yeah, I'm gonna go here. So first of all, I'm gonna activate the star flower. I get 1 gem for each patch next to the wizard that has at least 1 sprite, so I get 2 points. Okay, and there should be a guy on here. That will be from here. It doesn't matter. Oh no, of course it matters. From here, and then I activate this one, which says move 1 sprite from a patch next to the fried shade into an adjacent patch. So this one goes here. So at least he has less of them now, basically. All right, and then it is. I don't draw a patch, but he draws one last one. Dun 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 dun, and it is, of course, predicted this one. So, up. There's some stuff going on in the background. All right, so he's going to go next to here because it is the same color and the lowest one. So 4. That is correct, right? Next to the most, the plot among the tied ones where it will be next to the most patches. Mo adds a patch to the garden, a plot where it will touch the most possible other patches. Okay. Okay. So I've been playing that a little bit wrong, I think. Because it has constantly been trying to go to the... Okay. So I guess it wouldn't go here then. It would actually go here because it's 3. Here it's 3. But here it's also 3. So in the end, it's going to go where it can touch itself, right? A plot among the tied ones where it will be next to the most patches matching the new patch. So here, it goes here. And then it will score the points, right? So it is going to score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. 6 points. There we go. Okay. So that was the last turn. So actually in placement, I guess I didn't always choose the correct place. But okay, I guess that's a minor mistake in general. Because at least you know how to play now, mostly. Okay, let's take a look at what the end game scoring does. Proceed to scoring. Score the game as usual. The difficulty level is easy, so no changes. If it were medium, then and hard and extremely hard, they just get more points for what's already here. So let's take a look at endgame scoring. Dun 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 dun. Endgame scoring is here. So each gem is 1 point, right? So track your score using gems. Each gem equals 1 point. Okay. You have earned gems during the game. These are included in your score. Depending on the plants in play, this could range from 0 to quite a lot. Some plant cards indicate some sort of endgame scoring. Okay, so it is only the Snapjaw. The captured sprites after field scoring, you must buy back your own captured sprites from other players. But we haven't done field scoring yet. That's later. So claim the gems from each patch where you have any sprites, but that's not in our game because the Ember Root is not in the game. Then score each field. A field is worth points based on its size and also, of course, the dominance. Okay, so first of all, let's check this field here first. We have 4, so it's 4 patches. So first place is 7 points. That's me because I have 2 of them. The fact that I have 2 here doesn't matter, okay? It's just that I control 2 tiles against his tile. So I get 7 points, okay? And second place, he will get 3 points. There we go. Then that's here. Then there's nothing. These 2 do not count because for 1 patch you do get 1 point. Sorry. So I get 2 points for these 2. So I will exchange for a 10. There we go. So these 2 have been counted. Then we have this one here. So that is a patch of 5. And then he wins that. So he gets 9. So I give him a 10. And I'm second place because I have 1. So I get 4. I'll take a 5. So we have this already. Then we have this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is mine. So I get 9. He doesn't get anything because he doesn't have any people there, which is nice. Snapjaw, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 7 points for me, for majority. And then he has 1 here, so he gets 3 points. Then we have this one here, that gives me 1 point. Then this one here, that's a patch of 3. I get 5, and he gets 2. All right, so that is field scoring. Then we do this. So after field scoring, you must buy back your own captured sprites from other players at a cost of 1 gem each. So I buy these for 2, but then he buys these for 4. So I get my money back. So I have, well, let's start with him. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 36. I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, 48. But of course, the caveat is that I didn't play correctly with the placing. So it's too bad for that, actually, a little bit. But I will play again, and this time with the all the expansions thrown in, and also with some of the more advanced plants. I'll just go completely random and see what comes out. Okay, so I don't really want to give some kind of review yet or whatever, but at the moment I do like it. You know, it's cool. I like the way it looks. I like the way it plays. I like the ideas. I do feel there's a potential for AP here, but yeah, I just like how it looks. And then many of the colors didn't even come out because we only play with 5 plants, right? And there's 10 of them. So yeah. Anyway, enough about all of that. I am going to set up for a new game, and then maybe I'll see you there as well. Okay, my name was Joachim. This is So Many Games All the Time. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.